There's a kind of power most people never talk about. Not the loud kind, not the flashy kind, but the silent kind. The kind that doesn't react, the kind that doesn't explain, the kind that sits back, watches, and moves smarter. You see, not everything needs your voice. Some situations require silence. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise. Because every time you respond to nonsense, you give it power. And every time you stay silent, you keep that power for yourself. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 situations where silence isn't just golden, it's survival. Learn to use it right, and you'll walk through life unshaken, unmoved, and in full control. 1. When you're angry, anger is one of the most powerful emotions we experience. It's quick, fiery, and can cloud your judgment in an instant. When you're angry, your mind isn't thinking clearly. Your words can become sharp knives, cutting through relationships, opportunities, and even your own peace of mind. That's why silence in moments of anger is not just wise, it's essential. Imagine this: you've just been hurt, insulted, or treated unfairly. Your first reaction might be to lash out, to defend yourself, or to prove a point. But pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what good will come from speaking right now? Will your anger fix the problem? Will it help you gain respect, understanding, or peace? Most likely it won't. It will only escalate the situation. When anger takes control, you lose the power to respond thoughtfully. You become reactive instead of proactive. That's why the strongest people don't respond immediately in anger. They wait, they breathe, they hold their tongue until their mind calms down. This pause isn't weakness, it's strength. It's the difference between burning a bridge and building one. It's the difference between making a situation worse or turning it into an opportunity for growth. Silence allows you to step back and gain perspective. It gives you time to think, to understand what really triggered your anger, and to decide the best way to move forward. Sometimes saying nothing at all speaks louder than 1,000 angry words. So next time you feel the heat rising inside you, remember, silence is your shield. Use it to protect your peace and your future. Because once the anger passes, you'll be in a better place to respond with clarity, calm, and confidence. 2. When you know the other person isn't ready to listen. Have you ever tried to talk to someone who just wasn't hearing you? Maybe they were distracted, defensive, or simply closed off. You pour your heart out, share your thoughts clearly, but it feels like your words are hitting a brick wall. When the other person isn't ready to listen, speaking up can sometimes do more harm than good. It's frustrating, isn't it? You want to connect, to resolve, to be understood. But forcing communication when the other side isn't open only leads to misunderstandings, arguments, and wasted energy. Silence here is not about giving up. It's about respecting the timing and readiness of both parties. Think about it like planting seeds. If the soil isn't ready, no amount of watering will make the seed grow. Sometimes the other person needs time to process, to cool down, or to shift their perspective before they can truly hear you. Trying to rush them won't help. They may shut down completely or react defensively. By choosing silence in these moments, you give yourself the power to preserve your dignity and avoid unnecessary conflict. You're not ignoring the problem. You're waiting for the right moment when your message can actually land. This doesn't mean you avoid difficult conversations forever. It means you pick your battles wisely and respect the emotional readiness of the people around you. When the time is right, your words will carry more weight, and the conversation will be more productive. So next time you realize someone isn't ready to listen, resist the urge to push. Stay silent, stay patient, and prepare to communicate when the soil is fertile, when the other person is truly open. In the meantime, use the silence to gather your thoughts, calm your emotions, and strengthen your own position. Because sometimes the smartest move is knowing when to speak and when to simply wait. 3. When someone is trying to provoke you. There are moments in life when someone deliberately tries to get under your skin. Maybe they throw a snide comment, make a passive-aggressive remark, or push your buttons in subtle ways. Their goal, to make you react, to get a rise out of you, to throw you off balance. When someone is trying to provoke you, the best response is often silence. Why? Because reacting to provocation is exactly what they want. It's like giving them the power to control your emotions, to hijack your peace, and to distract you from your purpose. Every time you snap back, argue, or show anger, you're handing them the steering wheel of your emotional life. And that's a dangerous place to leave it. Imagine it like this. You're walking down the street, and someone tries to trip you. You can either stumble and fall, or you can keep your balance and keep walking. When you stay silent and composed, you maintain control. You don't give the provocateur the satisfaction of seeing you lose your cool. Silence here is a superpower. It disarms the provocateur because it denies them the reaction they're after. It sends a clear message. You're not an easy target. You are steady, strong, and above petty attempts to bait you. But silence doesn't mean you ignore the problem or pretend it doesn't hurt. It means you choose your battles wisely. You protect your mental and emotional space by not engaging in unnecessary conflict. Instead, you conserve your energy for what truly matters: your goals, your growth, and your peace. So next time someone tries to provoke you, take a deep breath, hold your tongue, and stay silent. Let their words bounce off like water on a duck's back. By doing this, you win twice. You protect your peace, and you show the world your strength. Remember, the most unshakable people don't react to every slight. They respond only when it truly matters. Don't give provocateurs the power to shake your foundation. Stay silent, stay strong, and keep moving forward. 4. When your words won't change anything. Sometimes, no matter how much you explain, persuade, or argue, your words just won't make a difference. You could try 1,000 times, but the other person isn't ready to listen. Or worse, they simply refuse to change. In these moments, silence becomes not just a choice, but a powerful strategy. Think about it. Have you ever found yourself stuck in a conversation where you're pouring your heart out, trying to get someone to see your side, only to be met with stubborn resistance or complete indifference? It's frustrating, exhausting, and honestly, completely draining. At this point, continuing to speak or argue isn't just futile, it's harmful. It drains your energy, pulls you into negativity, and distracts you from what truly deserves your attention. Your words aren't a magic wand that can force change. People change when they're ready, not when you demand it. Silence in this situation is an act of wisdom and self-respect. It's saying to yourself, I know my value, and I won't waste my breath trying to change someone who isn't willing to change. It's a recognition that sometimes the best thing you can do for your own peace of mind is to step back. Imagine trying to fix a broken radio by shouting at it. No matter how loud you get, it won't suddenly start working. Sometimes the only thing you can do is turn it off, walk away, and focus on the things you can influence. When your words won't change anything, silence allows you to conserve your strength and protect your emotional well-being. It lets you avoid unnecessary conflict and preserves your dignity. It also creates space for clarity. You get to reflect, regroup, and decide what's truly worth your energy. Silence here isn't about giving up or ignoring problems. It's about choosing the right time and place for your voice to be heard, and understanding that some battles are not yours to fight. Sometimes the strongest response is no response at all. So when you feel the urge to keep pushing, ask yourself, is my voice truly making a difference here? Or am I just exhausting myself? If it's the latter, choose silence, protect your peace, and remember your energy is precious. Use it wisely. 5. When you're in the presence of ignorance or arrogance, there's a special kind of challenge that comes when you're surrounded by ignorance or arrogance. It's a situation that tests your patience and your wisdom like few others can. When you're face to face with someone who refuses to learn, who dismisses others' perspectives, or who carries themselves with an air of superiority, your instinct might be to respond, to correct, to argue, or to prove them wrong. But here's the truth. Engaging with ignorance or arrogance rarely leads to progress. Instead, it usually spirals into frustration, conflict, and wasted energy. When someone is unwilling to listen, or is too proud to admit they don't know, your words often fall on deaf ears. Think about it like shouting into a storm. No matter how powerful your voice is, the wind carries it away, unheard and unnoticed. Arrogance builds walls, and ignorance blinds. Trying to break through those walls with words is like trying to pour water into a bucket with holes. It just leaks out and leaves you empty. In these moments, silence is not weakness. It's strength. It's choosing not to lower yourself to a battle where the odds are stacked against understanding. Silence is a shield that protects your peace of mind and your emotional energy. Walking away or staying quiet doesn't mean you agree or that you're afraid. It means you recognize your own value and refuse to be dragged down by attitudes that don't serve you or your growth. It means you're wise enough to save your energy for conversations that matter, where respect and open minds exist. Imagine standing in a room where arrogance tries to dominate the air. Your silence can be a powerful response, showing that you don't need to stoop to their level to maintain your dignity. You don't need to fight every battle, especially not those that drain your spirit. Silence in the face of ignorance and arrogance also sends a subtle but powerful message that you expect better, not just from others, but from yourself. You're setting a standard that disrespect and closed-mindedness will not derail your peace or your progress. Remember, silence is a language too. When you choose not to engage with ignorance or arrogance, you're speaking volumes about your strength, your patience, and your control. So next time you find yourself face to face with arrogance or ignorance, take a deep breath, hold your silence, and walk away knowing you've chosen the path of wisdom, not just for them, but for you. 6. When your silence protects your reputation, there's a powerful saying. Sometimes silence is the best answer. And it couldn't be truer when it comes to protecting your reputation. Think about it. Your reputation is one of the most valuable assets you have. It's built slowly over time through your actions, your words, and how you carry yourself. But it can be damaged in an instant by a careless comment or an impulsive reaction. When you find yourself in a situation where emotions are running high, where accusations are flying, or where gossip tries to pull you in, this is the moment to be silent. Why? Because speaking out in anger or frustration often adds fuel to the fire. It can escalate conflicts, spread misunderstandings, and give others ammunition to twist your words. When you remain silent, you are not admitting defeat or weakness. Instead, you are showing wisdom and strength. You're choosing to rise above the drama, to refuse to be dragged down into negativity that doesn't serve you. Silence here becomes a form of self-respect. It tells the world you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You don't need to defend every accusation or engage in every battle. You know your worth, and you protect it by choosing your moments carefully. The people who truly matter will see your restraint and respect you more for it. Imagine how different your life would be if instead of reacting impulsively, you paused and said nothing. You give yourself time to think, to understand, and to respond in a way that uplifts rather than harms. You prevent yourself from saying things you might regret later. You keep your integrity intact. This kind of silence is a strategic power move. It shows that you control yourself and your narrative. It tells others that you won't be easily shaken or manipulated. You are the master of your own story, and no one else gets to write it for you. So next time you feel the urge to respond to criticism, to defend yourself in a heated moment, or to fight back against disrespect, remember, silence can be your greatest ally. It protects your reputation, preserves your peace, and keeps your power where it belongs, with you. 7. When you're unsure of the facts, one of the greatest lessons in life is learning when to speak and when to stay silent, because you simply don't have all the information. It's tempting to jump in with opinions or reactions, especially when things seem urgent or emotionally charged. But speaking without knowing the full story can cause more harm than good. Imagine this: you hear a rumor or a half-told story. Your first instinct might be to react, defend yourself, or even confront others. But if you don't know all the facts, you might be responding to something that's not even true, or only part of the truth. This can lead to misunderstandings, broken relationships, and regrets that last far longer than the moment of silence would have. Silence in these moments is a sign of wisdom and humility. It says you are patient enough to wait for the full picture before making a judgment. It shows emotional intelligence, knowing that sometimes the best way to handle uncertainty is to listen more and talk less. By choosing silence, you protect yourself from saying things you'll later regret. You avoid unnecessary conflict and misunderstandings. You give yourself the time and space to gather facts, reflect deeply, and respond with clarity and confidence when the time is right. Think about leaders, mentors, or people you admire. How often do they speak? Only after fully understanding a situation. That's no accident. They know that well-timed silence can be more powerful than any words spoken too soon. So the next time you find yourself in a confusing or unclear situation, remind yourself it's okay not to know everything. It's okay to hold back and listen. This silence is not weakness. It's your greatest strength. It's how you protect your integrity, make smarter decisions, and maintain peace in your life. And there you have it, 5 powerful moments when silence isn't just golden, it's your greatest strength. Remember, being silent doesn't mean you're weak or passive. It means you're smart, you're in control, and you're choosing peace over unnecessary conflict. Life will always throw people and situations your way that test your patience and push your buttons. But the true measure of your power lies in how you respond. Will you give away your energy to those who don't deserve it? Or will you hold your silence like a shield, protecting your mind, your heart, and your progress? Choose silence when it matters most. Choose wisdom over noise. Choose to rise above the chaos instead of getting dragged into it. Because when you master the art of knowing when to speak, and more importantly, when not to, you unlock a new level of peace, respect, and personal power that nothing and no one can take from you. So next time you feel the urge to react in any of these 5 situations, pause, breathe, stay silent, and watch how your calm confidence becomes your greatest victory. Thank you for listening. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom that helps you live stronger, smarter, and freer every day.